The world of Yellowstone just got a lot darker. Imagine the rugged power, the untamed ambition, and the dangerous charm you love from Yellowstone, but now it's set in the wild underbelly of Texas and Las Vegas. A man rises from nothing, bends the rules of the law, and rewrites the world of gambling forever. This is not just a story of wealth and power, it's the story of a legend, a game changer, and a man who dared to play life on his own terms. The spin-off you've been waiting for is here, and it's called Blood Aces. Benny Bignon wasn't born into power. He was born in Fort Worth, Texas, a city of dust, ambition, and rough edges. From the start, it was clear Benny wasn't like the others. While kids played, Benny calculated, observed, and hustled. His mind was always a few moves ahead. You could see it in the way he talked, the way he handled people, the quiet intensity in his eyes. Some called it luck. Benny called it vision. This was a man who understood that in life, you don't wait for opportunities, you make them. Starting small, Benny hustled through the streets, mastering the games that others dismissed as minor. But Benny didn't see them as games. They were practice, training grounds for the empire he would one day build. Every poker hand, every gamble, every small win was another step toward something far bigger. He was ambitious, fearless, and dangerously smart. He learned to read people, to anticipate moves, to exploit weaknesses without ever revealing his own. By the time he left Fort Worth, he wasn't just a man. He was a strategist, a rising force, and a name that would one day echo through every smoky casino and poker table across the nation. Dallas was the next step, the city that would teach Benny the art of expansion. Here, he began building a network of contacts, hustlers, gamblers, and dreamers. Dallas was loud, sprawling, and ruthless, but Benny thrived in it. Every decision he made, every alliance he formed, every risk he took, carried the weight of a man who wasn't playing for small victories. He was shaping a legacy. He moved carefully, yet decisively, ensuring that no one could underestimate him. Those who did were often blindsided by his cunning and audacity. Benny's ambition didn't stop at Dallas. Las Vegas, the neon kingdom of risk, fortune, and danger, was calling, and Benny was ready. Vegas wasn't just a city, it was a battlefield, a playground, and a canvas for his vision. He arrived with a hunger unmatched, ready to take control of the games, the tables, and the city itself. Benny Bignon didn't just want to be a player in Vegas. He wanted to redefine the rules, to build an empire that would stand the test of time. And that's exactly what he did. He created legendary poker tournaments, shaped the world of casino gambling, and became a man both admired and feared. What makes Benny's story so captivating isn't just his rise, it's the man behind the legend. Benny was a classic anti-hero, ambitious yet flawed, charming yet ruthless. He understood the fine line between trust and betrayal, loyalty and survival. Every move he made carried risk, and every victory carried consequences. But Benny had an unshakable belief in himself, a vision so strong it became impossible to ignore. His life was a series of calculated gambles, each one bringing him closer to the legacy he would leave behind. And now, imagine Cole Hauser stepping into Benny's shoes. The intensity he brought as Rip in Yellowstone isn't just a comparison, it's a promise. Benny Bignon is a man who demands respect, who commands the room without raising his voice, and who thrives in chaos. Hauser embodies that energy, that quiet yet explosive power, making Benny's rise feel both thrilling and inevitable. This isn't just a spin-off, it's a journey into the mind of a man who played life as if it were the biggest game on earth, and rarely lost. Even behind the scenes, the collaboration is electric. Sylvester Stallone, a legend in storytelling and grit, joins forces with Hauser to bring this story to life. Their vision is clear, to capture the raw, untamed energy of a man who shaped Las Vegas, and in doing so, give audiences a series that's as suspenseful, intense, and dramatic as Yellowstone itself. Every poker hand, every deal, every calculated risk will feel like a battle, a fight for survival, and a step toward history. But Benny's journey isn't only about power, it's about identity, legacy, and the cost of ambition. The people around him, the allies and adversaries he meets, all shape his rise. Some will betray him, some will challenge him. But Benny moves with purpose, and his vision is unrelenting. Watching him navigate these dangerous waters is not just entertaining, it's gripping. It's suspenseful. It's a story that keeps you on the edge of your seat, questioning who will survive, who will fall, and who will ultimately stand victorious. By the end of this first section, one thing is certain: Benny Bignon is a force to be reckoned with, a man who refuses to be contained by the world around him, and a character whose story will grip Yellowstone fans from the very first scene. Every decision, every gamble, every risk is a page-turner, a pulse-pounding step in the creation of a legend. And as the story moves forward, the stakes only get higher. Las Vegas wasn't ready for Benny Bignon. The city was flashy, chaotic, and full of people chasing their own fortunes. But Benny had a vision that went far beyond what anyone else could imagine. He didn't just want to play the game. He wanted to control it. Every casino, every table, every high-stakes poker game became part of his empire. He moved with precision, making allies out of competitors and enemies out of those who dared to challenge him. Benny understood power like few others. He knew how to make people believe in him, fear him, and even love him all at the same time. This was a man who thrived in contradictions. Benny was charming, yet ruthless, calculating, yet unpredictable. One minute, he could be laughing with a business partner. The next, he could be plotting a move that would change the outcome of $1 million game. Every decision carried risk, and every risk carried reward. But Benny's instincts were sharp, and his confidence unshakable. He was building not just an empire, but a legacy, one bold move at a time. And in true Yellowstone fashion, the tension never let up. Every hand dealt, every dice rolled, every deal made could be the difference between life and death, or fortune and ruin. But Benny's story isn't just about the empire he built, it's about the battles he fought along the way. Rival gamblers, corrupt businessmen, and shadowy figures from both law enforcement and organized crime all tried to stop him. Yet Benny had a way of staying 3 steps ahead, reading people as if he could see into their minds. His world was a chessboard, and he was always planning the next move, thinking 5 plays ahead. This relentless drive, combined with his unyielding confidence, made him unstoppable and made his enemies fear him. The series doesn't shy away from his flaws. Benny was ambitious to the point of obsession. He made choices that haunted him and decisions that left scars on those around him. Betrayal, greed, and the constant hunger for power shaped every aspect of his life. But these flaws aren't weaknesses. They are the very things that make him human, compelling, and unforgettable. Fans of Yellowstone will recognize the same intense character energy that made Rip Dutton so magnetic. Benny Bignon is a man who commands respect, who inspires awe, and who keeps you guessing at every turn. Cole Hauser brings Benny to life with the same raw, gripping intensity he brought to Rip. Every look, every gesture, every word is loaded with meaning. You can feel the tension even in silence. He's not just acting, he's embodying a man whose life was a series of calculated gambles, with stakes higher than anyone else could imagine. And behind the camera, the collaboration with Sylvester Stallone ensures that this series captures both the grandeur and the grit of Benny's world. Together, they promise a show that's cinematic, intense, and deeply engaging. As the empire grows, so do the stakes. Vegas isn't forgiving. Every alliance Benny makes comes with strings attached. Every move he takes can trigger conflict, betrayal, or deadly consequences. The series delves into these intricate dynamics, showing the tension between loyalty and ambition, trust and survival. The thrill comes not just from Benny's victories, but from the constant risk of losing it all. You'll find yourself holding your breath as the story unfolds, wondering who will survive, who will be outplayed, and who will ultimately stand at the top. Blood Aces also explores Benny's inner life, the man behind the legend. Ambition drove him, but it also isolated him. Relationships were complicated, loyalty was tested, and the price of power was often personal. Fans will see not only the thrills of high-stakes gambling, but the human cost of a relentless pursuit of greatness. Every triumph is paired with tension, every gain shadowed by potential loss, making Benny's journey both suspenseful and emotionally gripping. And while Benny dominates the world of poker and casinos, the series also captures the wider cultural impact of his actions. Las Vegas as we know it today, the iconic neon, the legendary poker tournaments, the empire of risk and reward, is built on the daring and audacity of men like Benny. Watching his rise gives audiences not just entertainment, but a sense of history, a glimpse into the forces that shaped one of America's most iconic cities. Its drama, ambition, and legend rolled into one unforgettable story. As the story unfolds, expect familiar energy from the Yellowstone universe, ties to past collaborations, the involvement of Taylor Sheridan behind the scenes, and potential appearances from actors fans already know promise continuity of tone. The mix of intense character-driven drama, high stakes, and the raw pulse of power and survival is exactly what made Yellowstone a phenomenon, and Blood Aces is set to continue that legacy. By the end of this journey, Benny Bignon is more than a character. He is a force. Every decision he makes, every risk he takes, every empire he builds is a study in ambition, strategy, and human complexity. Blood Aces doesn't just show us a man rising to power, it plunges us into the heart of ambition, where fortune and danger collide in every scene. Fans will be on the edge of their seats, caught between admiration, suspense, and awe. This is more than a spin-off. This is a story of legacy, grit, and the unyielding power of a man who changed the game forever. And with Cole Hauser at the center, bringing Benny Bignon to life, with all the intensity and charisma Yellowstone fans love, Blood Aces promises to be a series you won't forget. A pulse-pounding, edge-of-your-seat experience from the very first scene to the last.